By the time of this video's release, the 30-minute missions model kit line is still going strong, but let's go back in time and see what started it all. How's it going, guys? It is Plastic Disasta, and what I mean by going back in time, I mean back to 2019. And today, we are going to take a look at the 30-minute missions line, the Portanova, and the Alto. Now, in case you haven't noticed, there is the navy version, the color, and the green version. Now, why is that? Well, that's because they come in many different colors. If you guys don't know what 30-minute missions are, well, they are very cheap model kits where you can army build or make your own little squad. And you can even customize them with these option parts, but that's going to be a different video. So for now, I'm going to review these kits as it is. As for the backstory of the 30-minute missions, well, if I recall, there isn't a story. Maybe I'm wrong. Tell me in the comments below. And they didn't say who's good or who's evil. Well, let's just say you have Team A versus Team B. Back to the review. So taking a look at the box art, well, they're pretty much the same anyways. You have the CG render of the model kit, and in the background, you have its teammates. On the Portanova side, this side right here, you have the front and rear shot of the kit. And right over there, you have the action poses and the cool gimmicks. And right over here, it just tells you that you can customize it. You look at this side of the box, it just shows the contents inside the box. The Alto side, it just shows the assembly and the contents inside the box. Moving on to the right, you have its action poses, the gimmicks, and the weapons. And right over here, it just promotes you to customize your very own 30-minute missions robot. And inside the box, they both have 2 bags of runners and a manual. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go over the manual. So they both have the background image in full color, and they both show off the customizable model kits. And right over here, you have the lineup of the other 30-minute mission kits. Also shows off the other weapons, which are sold separately, and the marking sticker locations. This side of the manual just shows you the various 3mm holes so you can customize it. Of course, you're going to be using all of the parts. And moving on to the back just shows the assembly and the contents inside the box. So we're going to start with the Portanova runners. Starting off with runner A is going to be the multicolored runner, and yes, that's when the other color variants come into play. Next up, you have runner B, and that's going to be the parts for the elbow band and the knee bends. And I'm not sure if it comes in different colors. Let me know down in the comments below. Next, you have runner C, which is going to be the parts for the weapons and the backpack. And finally, you have the marking sticker and the polycap ball joints. On the Alto side of things, you have runner A, the multicolored runner. Runner B, which is going to be the parts for the elbow bends and the knee bends. Runner C is going to be the weapon parts and the backpack parts, and yes, I did have a part that fell off the runner. Finally, polycap ball joints and the marking sticker in a different font. So that's about it for the unboxing. Now, what I forgot to tell you is that the purpose of 30-minute mission kits is that it should take you 30 minutes to build one kit. Well, that is if you want to challenge yourself to build a model quickly. But the thing is, like, everyone works at their own pace. If you want to build this up quickly, go for it. If you want to take your time, that's okay. Alright, I'm going to put these kits together and I'll see you guys right after. Right, and here we have the Alto and the Portanova all put together. And yes, the building experience was pretty easy. When I was building the Portanova, I tried to challenge myself of building it without using the instruction manual. It went well for the most part. And what I mean by the most part, I mean that I kind of messed up on the thigh parts, and I have to look at the Alto to see what I did wrong, but luckily I already fixed it, so it's all good. I remember when I did the unboxing that I said that the runner B could be in different colors. Well, it turns out I already answered my own question because they both share the same joint parts. Moving on to the seam lines, most of the time they are pretty well hidden, but the only thing that could bother you is this seam line that's going up and down on the side of the head. Yeah, I know my nub marks are pretty bad, but I will take care of it after the review. As for marking stickers, you got the Portanovas and the Altos. You can number your units however you want, and you can put it anywhere on the body. And if you want to, you can be like my buddy TFG.
I might have gone a little crazy with the stickers. I decided to go with 420, and you might notice that that's 69. Excuse me, sorry.
Moving on with accessories, they both have their own unique gun, and get this, the Portanovas have more parts and more customization because of 3mm ports. However, the Altos, they just sandwich together and put the barrel in between. And sadly, the stock doesn't move. I mean, maybe I can let it slide because they're cheap. Except they both have their own little buddies, and they're called the Roy. Both of them can rotate, and yes, you can pop it off and switch the head. This is how it looks, and it is ridiculous. And you can also store it. You see this 3mm pack right here. You can just plug it on the back skirt for storage. As for the Portanova side, well, there is no storage for this thing. Fear not, just take advantage of any 3mm hole and boom, you got yourself some storage. Next up, you have their melee weapons. Now you might be asking, wait a minute, that looks a bit incomplete. Well, yeah, you're right. Well, if you want to make it look complete, you're going to have to buy the option sets to make it look like a sword or an axe. Just plug it on top of here. And as of now, you can make it like a punching thing. And one bad thing about this is that it flops around. So moving on to articulation, both of them have the same frame and they have the same articulation. So the head is on a ball joint. You also get some neck movement, which can move up and down. Let me just pop up the head so you can see it better. Go up and down. The shoulder can swing forward and backward. The shoulder pad can move up, and for the arm, it can move up that far. But if you take off the shoulder armor, the arm can move up a lot higher. And of course, the shoulder is on a ball joint. Bicep swivel, which is a little tight. Single joint on the elbow gives you more than 90 degrees. Ball joint on the wrist. And of course, the shoulder pad can move forward and backwards. Moving on to the torso, you do get a ball joint up here which faces this way, so you get a really good ab crunch. As for the backward movement, well, not really, but you do get some side to side movements, and there's also a ball joint on the waist. And of course, it does everything what a ball joint does. As for the waist, the side skirt, it does move up and down just a little bit, and you also get some rotation just a little bit on the armor. Moving on to the legs, it could kick up this far, move back that far. And as for the splits, yes, it can do more than a full splits. If you look closely, you do have this neat leg gimmick, which you can swing the leg further down and you can bring it a little higher. Well, I think it makes almost no difference. Hold up, I think I finally found a purpose. A kneeling pose. Moving on to the leg, you get a thigh swivel, double bent at the knee, which gives some really nice armor separation. And moving down the feet, you also get a ball joint right down there. And as for pivot, it's a really great pivot. And yeah, there is a ball joint on the ankle armor. Overall, the articulation is actually really great, especially for a cheap model kit. You could even put it in some sick dynamic poses and it would look even better with the option part sets. So for size comparisons, here it is right next to the 1/144 scale RX 782 Gundam, and as you can tell, the 30-minute mission kits are smaller than the standard size. I mean, they're not that small. To give you a better understanding, here it is right next to the 1/144 scale Gundam F91, which is slightly smaller than the 30-minute mission kits. And if you're curious how it looks next to a bigger Gundam, well, here is the RG Unicorn Gundam in Destroy mode. And finally, here they are right next to Optimus Prime and Godzilla. So that's about it for the size comparisons. Let's move on to my final thoughts. Alright, so for my final thoughts, overall, they're both really great kits. And in case if you haven't noticed, I did swap the shoulders around just to show you that you can customize it. If you really want something small and simple, I say go for these kits, but if you really want to customize it for your own liking, get the option part sets. Again, I do have one of them, and that is going to be in another video. And what I forgot to tell you early in the review is that the Alto is like a GM lookalike, and while you have the Portanova is a Zaku lookalike, and that's why I like these kits so much. As for me, I'm not sure if I really do want to get another Portanova or Alto, but who knows, maybe I'll just settle for just these two. Alright, so I'm going to wrap up the review right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new, if you like this review, be sure to subscribe to see more content. Any questions, concerns, comment down below, leave a like as well, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, you guys are still here? Well, welcome to the Plastic Disasta's bonus segment. Last time I did it, it was with the Blazing Gundam to show you that you can mount it on Funsaki and hold the Nobel Gundam. For this one, I'm going to show you that it can be compatible with some Gundam parts, and to bring out a volunteer, let's bring in the entry grade RX-72 Gundam, the USA version. For this one, you're going to swap out the backpacks because you want to know what they both have. They both have 2 of the 3mm ports on their back, but as for the Portanova's case, it's 3. And here's how they look when you swap the backpacks around. And yes, the 30-minute mission kits can hold some of the Gundam weapons, like the beam saber handle. That's about it for the bonus segment, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Wait, I already said that.